CMPRadio.net, the voice of Chester.
What time is train time?
Tired of being stuck on 76, 95, 476, 222. You get the picture. Anyway, jump on this train.
Leftovers in your fridge, right? You gotta check your fridge, make sure the leftovers ain't in there. Empty your fridge out. It was funny because sometimes I do take little risks, right? So, for instance, but
I just bet you do.
right.
It don't smell that bad.
I'm not trying to make money off of this. It's a sell by.
It's a sell by.
Consume by.
What the hell? You are definitely him too.
19-year-old college student in Massachusetts. So he went into the hospital as a result of shock and had multiple organ failures and a rash. The 19-year-old, he's only referred to as JC, he was starting to feel abdominal pain and nausea after eating rice, chicken, and lo mein leftovers. He then began vomiting, experiencing chills, generalized weakness, chest pain, shortness of breath, stiffness, blurry vision, all that. And then a few hours before his admission, his skin developed a purplish discoloration. So he's alive. He did make it. Of course, he had to lose both his legs and all his fingers.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yes.
All this, both his, take me.
Exactly. The only good news is, well, I still got my Peter, but that's about
Take
it.
me.
It's time for the D train.
Show of hands. Who's ridden a train before?
Darren DeVoue.
All right. All aboard.
Hello and good morning. Welcome aboard the D Train with Darren DeVoue on CMPRadio.net, the voice of Chester. I'm, of course, your conductor, Darren DeVoue, joined, as always, behind the glass by the prodigious and present Uncle P.
Yo.
Yes, sir. P's feeling good this morning, even though despite the hour change. Good morning, Mom. How you doing? For all your residential and commercial improvements, go to LeBron Construction. They do drywall framing, kitchen and bathroom renovations, all floor phases. You need some deck done. You need your deck done. You need some painting done. Call LeBron Construction LLC. Check them out on our webpage. Look at our sponsors there. Don't forget
some deck done.
LeBron Construction gives good deck. If you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, I'm so sorry, John. I'm sorry. This is not me.
In this week's episode, this week's run of the D Train, we're going to talk about the Sixers' brave performance against the Brooklyn Nets.
Call that performance brave?
Yeah.
I think brave was your boy walking into the stadium. Sitting on the bench. That was brave. That was brave. With his 3 chains on.
Right.
Like, the fuck are the 3 chains for? The other one got a
2 chains
on.
ain't got nothing on me.
Right.
I got 3
chains on.
What?
Like the one had a kangaroo on it.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. You know,
Aussie represent.
Yeah.
Oi, oi, oi.
Yeah. I'm like, what the? I said, you know what? You got that.
Oh, man. And you know what? Good luck to them on that one.
He's light skinned.
Alpha light skin.
Alpha light skin. He's almost white.
Pete, so this week, what I was watching, right? I was watching the short miniseries on Hulu, Dopesick. It stars Michael Keaton. He plays a West Virginia doctor, and Rosario Dawson, who plays a ATF agent. And it really much deals with the opioid epidemic, or whatever you want to call it, and how they flooded the streets. Well, the Sacklers set out to flood the streets. So it starts off because they're starting to offer Oxycontin, because that was the product that Robert Sackler, who was fighting for control for the board of directors within the Sackler family at the time. So Sackler is on this mission. We are going to cure pain. And he almost it almost sounds as if he believes that, right? And so they go through their marketing strategy, and it depicts how they set about just really flooding the streets. It starts off when they're marketing, when they're showing a little seminar with the reps before they send the reps out into the street to the doctors, and they're starting off with a 10 milligram pill. All right, keep that in mind. 10 milligram pill they start off with. As the series goes on, at one point, and the series covers, and it doesn't go along chronologically, so it covers from the late 90s until 2005 when the fallout came from the opioid epidemic, but it doesn't do it linearly chronologically, so it's going to flip back and forth through the years. But they're showing them by the one time, they're showing the later years with the reps. They're having a rep meeting, and then one rep comes in, and they see on the screen 160 milligram pill for Oxycontin, and she stops like, well, come on, dude, I'm stepping over bodies right now to get to a doctor's office. And that's the thing that killed me watching it, because you saw the line, like the way they depicted it in the show. There's long lines in the morning outside of a doctor's office, like the tester lines in the West Park Projects or at 8th and Butler when they're putting out the testers in the streets. I know that if I ran a cartel or even like a little drug crew in the neighborhood, you had to be watching this opioid stuff and be so pissed.
Why?
Because this was all legal. Like when you wanted to
go get in line and get some pills and sell them.
And there you go. So there was a lot of that, and then the price of pills were going up on the streets.
No, the price of pills. No, you know.
And so then they turned, like a lot of people were turning to heroin because Oxycontin.
Right now, the price of pills are high.
Okay, right.
Right now, because they're not making them anymore, doctors aren't writing the scripts anymore. The price of pills are high. You're paying almost $60 for a 30.
Okay.
You know, and that's the highest it goes on the street. Now, if anybody has anything higher than that, that's crazy. But, you know, I was taking Percocet.
Okay.
You know what I mean? For my back. Is it a pain reliever? Abso-fucking-lutely it is. You know what I'm saying? For the pain that I felt to the pain that I didn't feel. You feel me? To the pain that I feel now every day getting up and continuing to move. You feel me? Now, is it highly addictive? Yes, it is.
And that was one thing that was hilarious because they were touting a claim to the doctors. They trained their reps to tout this claim to the doctors that Oxycontin was less than 1%. They found less than 1% addiction in users of Oxycontin.
I was taking what? 4 a day, 5 a day.
Okay.
And these were 30s that I had. You know what I mean? So it was like, you know, that's 150 milligrams of Oxycontin just to get through my day. If I wasn't the quitter that I am, literally, because I could quit anything at any time, right?
Okay.
Then I probably would have had an addiction problem. But because it was for pain and it wasn't just for, you know, just regular, just popping them. I think once I got over that, and then once he cut me off, and like he cut me off throughout COVID.
Okay.
Right. So it's like, damn. All right, it's over for that. That's why I gained all that weight. You understand what I'm saying? Like, because it was a wrap. I wasn't about to run crazy to get them, and I was like, maybe this is what I need to go through. You know.
So you didn't get
right
Dopesick like they
I was
say.
sick.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was sick. I was sick afterwards. You feel me? Like,
okay.
You know, barely taking shits because it constipates the shit out of you. You know what I'm saying? Barely eating because it just blocks all inhibitors, right? Everything that makes you feel happy and joyful and hungry and sad and none of that shit. It even blocks off from getting drunk, literally.
Oh, no,
that's
I
why
don't want that.
That's why I was drinking so much Jameson. Because it had me blocked off.
You thought I was an expensive date before.
Yeah, let me get 10 shots.
Right.
Let's start off with 10 shots. What are you on? I'm on Percocet right now.
Well, you know you shouldn't be. Never mind. Bring them up
Don't
here.
mix the two. Like, nah, I'm trying to tell you, you're going to want this. You feel me?
No, speaking of which, they depicted, because there was this doctor that less than 1% addiction rate on, the Sacklers and Purdue Pharma, they cited this study by these two doctors, Weissman and Haddix. So when Frank Sackler heard about this Weissman and Haddix, this is where we got it from? Let's get this guy in the office. And so this is how they depicted the conversation between the two in the series.
The next 6 years making YouTube videos in my spare time.
How about
You're fired.
Fired? Hold on, here you go.
Who is this guy? David Haddix. He went to dental school but now heads the pain management department at Emory.
A fitting progression.
You want to meet with him?
God, yes.
So then here's the conversation between, they sit down, Sackler and Haddix sit down.
Do you really feel opioids are underprescribed?
For decades. And the Porter-Jick study is exactly right. Under the proper care, opioids are totally safe.
The whole time he's looking at him like, what? First he starts off like, huh.
I recently read a theory of yours, which is why I wanted to meet.
Thank you. Let me guess. Pseudo-addiction.
Correct.
And that was the phrase that Haddix used to define people that were addicted. Haddix felt that addiction...
How'd you come up with... where did you discover pseudo-addiction?
Yeah, so I was working with a 17-year-old leukemia patient
Are they
who
on
showed
Percocet?
classic signs of it.
All Percocet?
While they talking?
Yeah, because when I used to take it, they used to say I sounded like Batman. Hey, baby. You feel me?
And yet we upped his medication, and he was fine. Turns out that he wasn't addicted at all. It was that underlying pain hadn't been properly treated.
So he feels...
Addiction symptoms are, in actuality, the symptoms of untreated pain?
That's correct. Yeah, taking away a patient's medication isn't helping them. It's torturing them.
So
what they need is more medication.
So by now he's looking at him like, oh, where have you been all my life? And then it continues, and it finishes up with, where as we get to the conclusion of the discussion.
And then these supposed addiction symptoms will quickly go away.
After more medicine.
So do you think all addiction is, in actuality, pseudo-addiction?
In relation to medication? Yes.
Oh.
Look, in those rare instances when a patient truly is an addict, that's not the fault of the drug or the doctor. No, the patient was most likely a drug addict to begin with, due to genetic defects.
So now, right.
And they were allowed to make billions of dollars.
Billions. And nobody's going to go to jail. And that's what I mean. But when I say, like, if I ran a cartel or anything, like, God, these guys, like, they printing money off of this.
Pretty much.
So now the guy looks at him, and this is how the discussion ends.
What about cigarettes? Addiction or pseudo-addiction?
Yeah, smoking is definitely pseudo-addiction. It's all in their heads.
How would you like to work for Purdue Pharma?
How would you like to work for Purdue Pharma? And he sounds a lot like I did. He has to be taking them joints, bro.
Probably.
Yeah, he's taking them joints, bro. There's no way in hell. But listen, man. I'm going to tell you, like, I felt like I could run through a wall.
Right. Superman all of a sudden.
Right.
Woo!
Yeah.
Who's the baddest ass?
I
I'm the best.
I am. But this is why we fought the war over in Afghanistan for the poppy fields, man. You know, so they can try, but it wasn't good for us. Like we're already fucked up.
Right.
How you gonna fuck us up more? Like, you know, you throw a couple Percocets in the mix and you think, no, who's gonna get fucked up? And the people that didn't get fucked up in the last drug epidemic, they wanted to. But it just was, it was too cheap. Like, crack was too cheap. I'm not smoking crack. I'll snort some coke. You feel me?
Right.
I'm not smoking crack. And now it's like, oh, I'll pop a pill. And the kids are in grade school. They having pill parties, and they got a bowl full of fucking pills, and they just take them and pop them.
And they never even got to the whole fentanyl, how
Right.
that stuff's been breaking out in Dopesick. Yeah. But
who came up with fentanyl?
How about that?
Right. Yeah, they got a lot of money.
That's all over the place. You're hearing about big old packages getting busted at customs and Border Patrol.
They got cocaine laced with fentanyl out right now.
Anything powdered, I would just avoid if I was you people.
No drugs. I'm good. They got fentanyl in it. Even marijuana, bro.
I know, right?
Yeah. You don't know. Can't trust everybody with your drugs. And that's crazy. There was a time where, it was quality over quantity. Right. Now it's more like, man, I'm trying to knock a nigga out. You feel me? I want a motherfucker to go dead off these joints. Like, what? Don't that stop you from making money? No, it bring more money to me.
Right, and that's the skill.
What? Man. How does it bring more money to me? Man, I smoked some fentanyl-laced marijuana. It was knocked out for days. Not me. But I'm just saying, like, how does that work? Like, what's the purpose of that?
The dollars. Always the dollars.
Always the dollars.
4 train tickets for 4 out of 4 train tickets for Dopesick.
Shout out to Dopesick.
Did you see? Now I know you're not a wrestling fan per se. You are?
What?
Okay.
If you smell what The Rock is cooking.
Oh man, I've been watching. My bad, P. I ain't mean to disrespect your gangster.
What the fuck is wrong with you disrespecting my gangster?
Now, so have you seen The Dark Side of the Ring?
Now, I'm not that type of guy.
Okay.
I'm not into the dark sides and the chains and the whips and
the
tables and the masks. I'm not into that. Now commercial wrestle in me, please.
Okay.
I'll take commercial wrestle for $500, Alex.
My wall used to be covered with them, man. The posters and all that. We used to go check out a couple of wrestling matches.
What was it, ECW?
ECW. By the time ECW came along, I was out of wrestling. But it's funny that you mentioned ECW because in this show, The Dark Side of the Ring, and you don't even have to be a wrestling fan to enjoy it. Like, it's good storytelling. There's some great stories out there. But in the story, ECW does get covered because, again, there was the commercialized wrestling. Mm-hmm. Then Vincent McMahon pretty much monopolized the game when he purchased WCW. And so that's when Paul Heyman came out with the Philadelphia-based ECW, which took the shenanigans in ring.
A whole nother level.
Then there was this stuff called Extreme Wrestling.
Oh, yeah, they was tripping.
Whoa. There was this cat, Nick Gage, that they talk about in this one episode. Wow. We have a video. Like, it's like, you know what they said in the intro? They said Extreme Wrestling was like watching a live action horror film. And it's true because there was more blood in that than in some horror movies. Go ahead and roll the video, P. Sheer insanity.
I love what I do, and I'm the best motherfucker in the world doing it today. Glass.
You thought the rated R superstar getting slammed on some tacks was something. Yes, exactly.
Oh my God, that just gave me chills.
Exactly. People still cheering there, cheering, and bloodthirsty mobs going to these matches. Oh my goodness. I couldn't imagine. Yes.
No.
David Arquette actually wrestled that maniac, Luke Gage, who would pull out a pizza cutter, things like that.
A pizza cutter?
A pizza cutter on people. Yeah. He wrestled the actor David Arquette, you probably recognize
Scream. Right.
From the Scream movies. So David Arquette thought he wanted a piece of this. He sits down with Nick Gage.
David Arquette was in WCW. He wrestled
right. So he was feeling himself a little bit.
I mean, everybody wants that moment. You feel me? Like, I'm not gonna say it's fake. That's not fake.
That was
not fake.
That was the thing. Like when he sat down, David Arquette is describing his discussion with this maniac Nick Gage before their match, and there was no. I'm thinking to myself, sir, Mr. Arquette, you noticed y'all didn't talk about how it's going to start, the middle, how you're going to finish, who's going to. No, we just go in.
He fucked
David Arquette.
You laughing? That's sad.
No, but this dude is out of control. There was one match they showed it on the video. He had those fluorescent tubes, and the guy throws him through. He goes through the tubes, and out of the ring, one of the tubes snapped and came up under here, hitting him in that major artery in his armpit. He pulls it out, blood starts gushing everywhere. They take him to the medical tent, and they're trying to get an ambulance in, but the ambulance can't make the property. So they're going to have to fly him out. He's trying to tell, this maniac, Nick Gage, is trying to tell the EMT, just put some tape on it. I want to get back in.
I want to get back in the ring.
Yeah, this is strictly for some love of the game stuff, man. They ain't cutting WWE size checks in this game.
No,
you ain't going to get them sponsorship deals.
He might get some local sponsorship. It's a lot of money to be had locally. You feel me? If you get enough little people around,
and there were crowds there.
Right.
Like he has a fan base.
And he has a fan base, so we can benefit from this. You feel me?
Outrageous.
And if he dies, he dies.
Exactly.
So be it. What is the name of this show? What is it on? It's on Vice.
It's on Hulu. Well, it's done by Vice, and it's on Hulu. And there's actually 3-4 seasons of it.
Yeah.
So there's some episode. There's an episode on the Road Warriors. This season's.
You know Dante loves wrestling. He
for
was
real?
a member of the Uncle Bill's Big Pack.
Yes. Dante, you will love this show. Yeah. And Jabri, it's in the latest season. It's on Hulu.
We all love wrestling, bro.
That's what. It's great theater, man.
It is.
We used to do when I was a teacher's assistant. The one teacher, when I was his assistant, and he would put on wrestling recaps on Mondays. I was like, I think I want to work with this guy forever.
Right. Literally, man.
Yeah, because it's great theater.
Monday Night Wars, man. Like to sit and watch, to be flipping your channel between USA and TNT.
Yes, it
you
was like a
feel me?
smorgasbord.
What?
For me, it was Saturdays with WCW and TBS, and in the mornings there was WWF, and then by the evenings WCW. I was like, man. Saturdays were fantastic.
And I loved it, man. Like, literally.
Oh, but yeah, 4 out of 4 train tickets too. Oh yeah, Jabri. The Bruiser Brody episode, because I remember that was back when I used to buy wrestling magazines every month. So 3 every month: Pro Wrestling Insider, Pro Wrestling Illustrated, and I forget the Inside Wrestling. I think it was.
Yeah, he was deep.
Yeah, man.
He was into it.
And that was when I thought it was real. I thought it was going down was real. Up until the one time I opened the inside cover, and then I see that one of my favorite wrestlers, Hacksaw Duggan, got busted with the Iron Sheik in a car smoking marijuana. These two are friends. These two are friends. That's what friends do.
That's what friends do. What's wrong with them?
My mama be smoking. Sorry.
Oh.
That was back when she was younger.
Damn.
She was having that brief. My mama's friends.
Right.
Was having that brief.
My mama's friend. Well, listen. Birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, my mama's friends be doing all types of stuff.
But yeah, that's when I was like, oh man. So yeah.
Oh, that's definitely dope, man.
So yeah, check out. Yeah, and then that one of those episodes, in one day I flipped open the screen or picked open the pages and saw that Brutus Brody was stabbed to death in a shower. I'm like, what the hell? But yeah, there's an episode on that too in the previous season. Definitely check it out. If you enjoy wrestling, if you enjoy good stories, check out The Dark Side of the Ring.
I'm gonna check that.
Oh my goodness. Next up, P, we got so Amazon. Or no, excuse me. No.
Well, that escalated quickly.
Yes. This young lady, Francesca Williams. I haven't read a book in a while, so I said I got to get back into books. So I didn't read it as much as listen to it. But Francesca Williams, have you ever seen Nightly with Larry Wilmore?
No.
Okay, Larry Wilmore. You seen the show Insecure?
Yeah.
Okay, Larry Wilmore is an executive producer on Insecure. I first noticed him on The Daily Show. He would do segments here and there. He was the senior black correspondent on The Daily Show.
Yeah, I know him, man.
All right, so Larry Wilmore eventually she became a writer on The Nightly Show. But in this book, she basically details her life and making the crawl from trying to go viral. She had a little blog called Sugar Honey Iced Tea Chicks Say. And then it morphed into, Pete, can you help me out? Sugar Honey Iced Tea.
Who?
No, when I'm saying for Sugar Honey Iced
Shit.
That White chicks. Shit that white girls say to black girls.
Oh, okay.
So then that became her blog, and then that went viral quickly because race. But ironically, she's married to a white dude. But
and she's allowed to say it then.
Right. She not
scared,
sure.
Huh? Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
You know.
So she what things that white girls say to each other about black girls?
No, it's shit that white girls say to black girls. So sometimes can I, the usual, can I touch your hair? Yes. To other statements, say like he's cute for a black guy, stuff like that. And so she did a lot of talk about, of course, obviously about race and how it affects her, and how living your life, because she's what I call, or what do we call them now? Because I did the same thing when I was teaching. I would say these kids are digital natives. I'm a digital immigrant.
Right.
You know what I mean? So she was born in this age. So here's a quick clip from the book here.
For fun, the topics spanned everything from hairstyle tutorials to informational discussions about safe sex, in the leap to video not recognizable by nipple, spending the summer at a retail job could ask for.
Read by Francesca Ramsey.
Skipping along. Having an issue with the program. But she
said a nipple.
Yeah, she was.
I heard that. Say sex and a nipple. Yeah, that's the two of my favorite things. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's actually, and she also goes on to give advice about your online interactions as far as, and she makes good points, because there've been plenty of times you've met somebody, your friends, you're coming out to hang out with a friend, right? That friend brings somebody along, and then before you know it, you're talking, you'll have a fine chat or whatever. But at the end it's, hey, so what's your Facebook or whatever? And then this person is now in your digital inner circle, but you're going to be putting details about yourself, your life up there. Do you really want to open this up to pretty much a stranger?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. How am I going to get more followers?
How am I going to get more people to follow me if I do not do this? If I do not talk about my personal life? How will people trust me? Like, how do you trust the people that you're talking to?
Speaking of which, real quick, little side note. When we talked about last week about when we were talking about dope and how young boys be flashing on social media and whatnot, right? And how the guy was making plans to come visit him and throw him a surprise party, so to speak, right? But then that got me to thinking, sure enough, I get home last week after last week's run, and I'm scrolling through Facebook real quick, and I see X, Y, and Z is checked in to the Philadelphia International Airport.
Right.
And then a few hours later, there's pictures of them out, and I'm like, oh my God, what are you doing, people? This is a good time for somebody to stop by.
Yeah. Right. Stop by and throw you a surprise party.
What are you doing?
Literally.
You left the house is empty.
Yeah. No one's home.
Stop on by.
No one's home.
So little PSA from the D Train on cmpradio.net. Post your vacation pics once you return. Okay? Please.
Don't let everybody know where you are.
Yes. Yes. They don't need to know.
They definitely don't need to know.
Most people don't care, and then other people don't need to know.
I care. Let me know. Cut your electricity off. You cut the electricity off. Well, now, most alarm systems aren't even into electricity anymore.
Oh, they can run independently of it?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, but you got to go to the one door that they don't think that you can get in.
Okay.
That one of your kids climbing through the basement window.
Right.
Right.
Oh, so my parents. So we've talked before about how I deliver for Amazon, right? And so, did you hear about what's going down with them?
No, I'm trying to sue them because they didn't hire me.
Okay, for real?
Yeah, they didn't hire me because of an old felony like 20 years old, 22 years old, bro, 2000. They're not going to hire me. And I haven't been in any trouble in 15 years.
And I always wondered, like, what were the felons that because this one guy, he asked me if they could, he asked me if
He's
they
a
could.
snitch.
He asked me, hey, you guys hiring? And I was like, yeah, sure, always, you guys did background. I said, all you gotta do is background check, drug test, driving record. Okay, background check. Why? What's wrong? You? I don't know about felonies and what. Then does it have to do with theft? I'm like, oh yeah. That,
All my shit was drug dealing.
Right. So that's what I was curious. I was like,
right.
like I'm not gonna if I'm an employer at Amazon, I'm gonna definitely hire a guy who
was out there getting that money.
Right.
You feel me? Because he's gonna work.
He knows what he needs to do to
But
get
I've had jobs before. I've worked for Amazon before.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And it just didn't work out at that time for me. Now you talking about y'all paying and y'all giving, I need to go to the dentist. I need to holler at the eye doctor, man. Like, so it was like, all right, cool, we can do that. But they ain't hit me back. They ain't say nothing. I'm like, man, I need a lawyer so I can sue their ass. But no lawyer want to take the case either.
Right? No. I don't blame him.
One lawyer talking about $350 for me to go in there and talk to him. Like, are you shitting me? Or what are you gaining from? Or what am I gaining from talk? All right, fuck
right,
you.
right. Because he knows, man, I might as well get $350 off this guy real quick. Because I ain't gonna
get nothing from Amazon.
So they're actually facing a potential criminal conduct from the Justice Department. They're including from obstruction of Congress. And specifically, the committee alleges that executives of Amazon lied about the use of seller data and manipulation of consumers' research results during a House investigation into the dominance of Amazon on the tech market. Because you depend on Amazon. Like that one day, their web services went down a couple of months ago. Most of the internet for people, like that was the day that social media went down for a hot minute.
Right.
That's because Amazon had an outage. So they're actually like doing a lot of web services. It's not just these third-party sellers stuff. Like the marketplace is not just part of their money. So in a statement, an Amazon spokesperson said there's no factual basis for this, as demonstrated in the huge volume of information we've provided over several years of good faith cooperation with this investigation. The DOJ, meanwhile, is asserting that Amazon executives lied to the committee and then tried to cover it up through, start deleting emails and shredding documents and what have you. So there's probably going to be some follow-up on that story.
Yeah, why wouldn't it be? They got enough money. He could deal with a couple fines.
They'll be all right. And that's the thing, too. They'll just get a little slap on them.
Yeah. How much is the fine? Like we've done everything that you're blaming us for. How much do you want? You want $1 billion? Give him $1 billion.
Right. We made that today.
What the fuck? I made that last night before I went to bed.
Right. I don't get out of bed for less than $1 million.
Unless it's $1 billion, I'm not moving. Wouldn't it be nice to say something like that?
Boy, oh boy, I tell
can't
you.
wait.
I know that's right, Pete. That's the spirit. So how about the Sixers, huh?
How about them Sixers?
Let's talk a little basketball here.
Yeah.
How about wait?
Basketball, give me the ball because I'm gonna dunk it. Basketball, give me the ball because I'm gonna dunk it.
And that's exactly what the Nets did with the Sixers. I said there was a brave and very focused performance that the Sixers gave. I meant to say the Nets. Specifically, can you believe, when was the last time you said Kyrie Irving and good defense in the same sentence? That was a damn shame. That was the worst part for me.
I think the Nets saw it as a tune-up for a playoff game, and the Sixers saw it as revenge for Ben Simmons. And then the fact that Ben Simmons wasn't playing, they didn't think that they beat him before, you know what I mean? But they beat him in New York without Kyrie.
Right.
So, you definitely got to worry about Kyrie.
And the Nets were playing what? They lost 17 out of the last 20. Smell of desperation all over them.
Yeah, man. They might not make the playoffs.
And Kyrie, like you mentioned before, he's looking at James Harden like. So that little head case that Kyrie is, like, to watch him be that focused on defense, that was something. Because usually defense is an afterthought to him.
Well,
so,
listen.
Go ahead, P.
I believe, that this is going to be a rough playoffs for us. Because I said getting Mr. Harden does not always include getting Mr. Harden during rough games.
And that I remember when the first memorable fizzle out or fade out of him. That was what in the conference finals when he played for Houston, right?
Right.
So thank you, Jabari, or Dante, excuse me. So when he flamed out in Houston, I just attributed it to his workload because he does so much, just dominating the ball so much, right? And so when he was doing that, I just attributed it to, okay, he does so much with the ball this late in the season, this pressure of the game. Okay, I get it. But then happens again next season. I'm like, yeah. And then, you start to look at him and you watch it. Like now I'm looking at him.
Why you were the sixth player off the bench.
And
this is why you got a great jumper.
Right.
You feel me? And you have a great step back game. You have an awesome game for points and rebounds, but you need at least two to three other players on your team that can score the ball and take the game over, and we don't have that. Because Tobias Harris is still trying to figure out who he is.
He's just
Maxey's a young boy. He's following behind James Harden, and Embiid is too busy worried about Rihanna being pregnant by ASAP Rocky to do anything, man. So
right.
It's crazy.
So my thing that I noticed about Harden that finally occurred to me now is I'm like, whoa. Once he gives up the ball, that's pretty much it for him. Yeah. Once he gives up the ball, he's done for the possession.
Yep.
Like he's not going to be cutting. He's not going to be offensive ball, and he's not. You said spot up jumper. You have to. Step back, and you do that. The step back with the ball. Is he a spot up jump shooter? No. And so, I don't know. There was definitely some holes that got exposed. But how will the Sixers respond? I tell you what, I'm so confident in the Sixers. I'm going to put $2 on them today when they play Orlando because they got to respond after getting essentially boat raced last week, right? Right, P?
Yeah.
Right? So it's worth my $2?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, there we go. I'll put $2 on the Sixers to dust Orlando. I don't know the spread on the game, but
get rid of Tobias and that contract. I think Tobias is good. You feel me? He hit a couple threes during that game.
Okay.
But you need him to believe he is who you think he is. And it's hard to get players to believe that when you're not giving them the ball. They're not seeing the ball. Harden has to understand his game is when you got an open jumper, you take it, but you're a distributor. You're a point guard. So I need you to get those 16 assists, 10 rebounds, and 20 points a game and make sure everybody else is getting where they're supposed to get to. Maxey is young, you know what I mean? But he also needs to contribute too,
Right.
Step in some. You don't have to shoot threes. Step in a little bit, you feel me, and dominate the game. Get to the motherfucking bucket.
Right.
Period, point blank.
The biscuit goes in the basket.
I watched that game against New York, and there was no penetration, man. None. None.
Yeah.
None.
Yeah,
Everybody's settling for three-pointers. Everybody's shooting jumpers. No, get to the basket.
Right.
Get your foul shots. Get to the line. And it was like, damn,
it's just common sense basketball, though. The closer you get, the easier the shot becomes, you know?
Duh. Everybody want to be Steph Curry.
Right. That's what I noticed when I started teaching. I would see kids just standing out, hoisting from. Right. I'm like, whoa! When you start off, you got to do the mic and drill, and then you work your way out. No. I'm coming in. I got to be checked from half court. Right. Like, whoa! All right.
Why are you shooting from half court?
That's what I used to say to the kids. So what are you doing? Like,
they got to check me from half court.
All you're doing is abusing the backboard.
That's it.
Oh, so we had an episode run a couple of weeks ago when Tom Brady retired, right? And I went on a little bit of a rant. I was working with my emotions a little bit. P had to check me. And so, and then funny as it was, I come across a headline on the Wall Street Journal, headline that says, Tom Brady might be forever. And those who saw my little rant, we had the swear jar out, whatnot. And so I actually had a come to Jesus moment at that.
Oh, now you do.
I looked at that headline and I was like, you know what? Whoever authored this headline might be right, Darren. So you might as well just get over it and get on with your life, right?
Right.
And then, wouldn't you know, this week it was announced Tom Brady is opening a TB12 location, health and wellness company that he runs. Snake oil. Excuse me.
What?
Snake oil.
Is it steroids?
Snake oil.
Ooh, snake oil.
Yeah.
Ooh.
BS.
Ooh.
So cheating ass Tom Brady opened his newest location.
You're not cheating if you ain't trying.
Yeah.
Not trying if you ain't cheating.
His latest expansion also comes here in the Philadelphia area. It's going to be at the Philadelphia Navy Yard. If you
what?
He's out to get me. He's trying to get me.
Man, he ain't worried about getting you.
Says you, but I
don't even think he knows that you exist.
It don't look that way from my perspective. Not from where I'm standing.
Not from where I'm standing, buddy.
Oh, so this is the only location that has been open in a city where cheating ass Brady did not play for. So it's going to open up at the Philadelphia Naval Yard. It's going to have a little medical facility as well. It's a specialty medical center that focuses on core health and treating core injuries. Excuse me. So I guess if you want to live like Tom Brady and eat your what is vegan cheesesteaks or whatever blasphemy and madness that he eats, sign yourself up. Me, I'm going to keep on moving on in my life. I'm over it. Like I said, P, I'm over it.
I don't believe you. I definitely don't believe you, but okay.
Side note about Tobias, right? And we talked about wrestling earlier. I always joke about, I don't know if you remember the Fabulous Freebirds. I know you know who Michael Hayes is.
Absolutely.
Okay, so the Fabulous Freebirds, there was Michael Hayes who, he was on that, he could cut a promo for the ages when he had a mic in front of him. There was Terry Gordy, the bigger dude who had the moves, the Japan spike and all that stuff, all the good finishers. And then the third boy was Buddy Roberts, who I always say was just a guy. Anybody, Buddy Roberts could have been, the third member of the Freebirds could have been anybody. And that's what I say about Tobias. He's just a guy. Just a guy. But we got the NFL Combine that just happened, right, P? Did you see my man Jordan Davis, this big old side of beef?
No, I heard about it.
The defensive tackle for Georgia. About it. Yeah. Very fleet of foot this young man is. We got if you haven't seen the video, it's a quick 40 second. Go ahead, roll this 40-yard dash, P.
It's really instinctive. Here he goes. Yeah, that's a big man moving.
It is.
That is a big.
Oh yeah, he's moving, right? But see, now my thing was watching it from afar, and I'm like, yeah, that's beautiful and all, but as a D tackle, I don't need him to run 40 yards. I need him to run. What's his top speed at that 10-yard mark where he's going to be finding a quarterback ordinarily or a running back somewhere in there? I don't need all that speed. He doesn't need to be that fast. But
he is fast.
But he is, though. He's a monster, though. Oof. Man, I couldn't imagine trying to feed his behind when he was.
I like that he got on that 99. I say the Eagles should draft him.
Oh, with the 99 too? Oh yeah. They'd have to trade that biggin. He's going to be gone by the time.
You think so?
Oh man.
What our first pick? 16?
Yeah. You had to trade up to get that. Oh yeah. That's going to be gone by that right there. He's going to be gone by 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, you owe me $20.
No, I don't.
Oh, I don't. No, you don't. Now, I can short you $20.
No. No, but you better have all of my money. I
forgot about our Super Bowl bet.
It's too late. Super Bowl been over.
And
you ain't say nothing. The fuck?
Oh no.
I don't pay bills. If you don't call me in enough time. No, I got you.
Anyway. Oh, wow. Oh, that brings us to the end of our first block on the D-Train with Darren DeVoue on cmpradio.net, the voice of Chester, which is cultivating mature positivity. Don't forget, for all your home and renovation, your commercial or business renovation needs, go to LeBron Construction. They do drywall, bathroom, and kitchen renovations. And like I said, LeBron gives good deck. So check out LeBron Construction, LLC. Well, actually, that started as a slip of the Anyway, check out LeBron Construction LLC on their Facebook page or go to the cmpradio.net page and you can find access to LeBron Construction and all of our sponsors right there. Coming up in our next block, we're going to talk about a brave state police trooper in Florida, a kamikaze state police trooper, excuse me. You're on the D Train with Darren DeVoue on cmpradio.net.
We are not going to intentionally destroy one of our own trains, not when we can still stop it.
We are not ramping down. We're just getting started. Nothing stops this train. Nothing.
How are we going to handle this? I mean, this train's en route to pass through some highly populated areas.
700 level attitude. Heart of the Italian
So, Pete.
Yo.
Last week we talked about that documentary Dope, right?
Yes.
And did you get a chance to catch any of it all?
No, but I'm going to watch it today.
There was this Atlanta-based stick-up boy, and his name was T-Bone. And no, I'm not making that up.
Right.
All right, but T-Bone was showing how sometimes he stalks his prey. And this is a clip of it right here. We got an audio clip of it right here as he's sitting there looking at his phone, checking out some stuff on the internet.
And social media is a motherfucker, boy. This motherfucker right here flexing. Rolex, bands, drinking lean, you feel me, weed. You know he got something else. This video right here is very tempting. This video right here has me do a little bit more homework on this cat. You feel me? Find out where he at and get all of it.
Get all that. My man. You watching, you see these young boys all the time on social media showing off all the money they got stacked up and whatnot. Right. Meanwhile, this cat is looking like,
I mean, you're going to throw him a surprise party.
Right.
Like, literally. You feel me? I'm definitely throwing him a surprise party tonight.
Thank you, but I need to know where that oncoming train is.
It's the D Train with Darren DeVoue.
Your engine, but it's my damn train, all right?
Yes, it is your
I'm
train.
the damn conductor.
That's true.
Welcome back. We're on the second block with D-Train with Darren DeVoue on cmpradio.net. In this block, we're going to talk about a kamikaze state trooper and another senseless crap that goes on in the world. And this is the mad world that we live in. But right now, we're going to start off, since this is the D-Train, thus expressing our affinity for trains, we're going to talk real quick about the acquittal that just happened with the acquittal in that Amtrak case. That's what I said. I was stunned.
Were you?
Yeah. Well, I mean, for the most part, you wreck a train like that, 100 miles an hour, because the evidence shows that he clearly was speeding on that curve. Now, on that curve, that well-known curve right there. So I saw all that wreckage that we see, and there's an aerial shot. You see it, all those cars laid out, all those injuries, the deaths that occurred. And yet, this guy said he's going to sue Amtrak. I said, ain't this some shit? Can you believe that? Saying that Amtrak's braking system, schmaking system. You're coming up on that curve at that speed, no matter what you're driving, let alone a super ton vehicle that takes a quarter mile, half a mile to slow down and stop. You were going to say something, P. I'm sorry.
I wasn't going to say anything. My braking system works very well.
I looked at the situation and just knew.
He's going to jail.
No.
He belongs in jail.
And he was drunk, wasn't he?
He's going to jail. The only question is he going to die in jail? Oh, he's going to jail.
He said that he was distracted by chatter on the radio about a rock being thrown at a train. A rock being thrown? What do you care? Again, you have a super megaton vehicle behind you. What's a rock going to do to you? Maybe crack a windshield at that speed. But, at your speed that you're going, why you got the train going 100 miles an hour before you hit a curb? And he got off. It's got to be so nice to be. Oh, my God. One day, I'm going to be Teflon from crimes like these people. Because I'm sorry, I think there was some negligence on his part that led to that. And somehow they found that he was fine. So there's that. There was this fella in Middleton Township, P, last week. Middleton man. Well, he was a Bucks County man. And he was killed at
robbed the bank?
No, he was killed at his job. At his job in Middleton Township. He was killed by his ex-girlfriend, son. 52-year-old Christopher Wilson of Philadelphia. He's pictured here with, he was killed by Joyce Brown Rodriguez, his ex, and her son, Khalil Salim Brown, authorities say. This happened in December of last year, and Brown and Simmons are going to be charged, or a grand jury has decided to file charges against them. So, according to the report...
Yeah, let's get the story.
Yeah, according to the report, his ex-girlfriend was waiting for him in a parking lot at his job at the recycling facility in Middleton Township. She was there 30 minutes before the killing. When he arrived for work, then they said that she got out of the car. He could be heard by a coworker saying, "What do you want from me?" Because he's been trying to break up with her for the past month. And so, of course, the text messages and what have you were exposed in this as well. And so the coworker said that he was trying to get her to leave him alone and to stop contacting him. And she said she was going to let her estranged husband know about the affair between her and Wilson. So, but I don't understand what's the point of, I'm going to tell my ex-husband that you was bumping me.
Okay.
All right. So Wilson had already moved in with his new squeeze, just one of his dimes, his loving touches. And so, so she calls her son, says that she needs help. Son comes up being a real hero, and he shoots Wilson at the job. So, yeah. Then police said they looked at the December 8th, which was right before the murder, and noticed that she sent him multiple calls and texts with little to no response from Wilson, thus giving them up. So you were stalking him, huh, bitch? Yeah. So then they took the testimony from the coworker into account, and so it's looking like they're going to have some legal trouble on their hands there.
Going to jail. He belongs in jail. Bet your ass he's going to jail. The only question is he going to die in jail?
And so there's that. Now, speaking of which, in our next story, P, shit.
State trooper?
No, I missed the story about on Germantown. I missed that. Germantown Pike. I'm sorry, I skipped it. I skipped our second story, which was an ATM on Germantown Pike.
Let's go back to it.
Yeah, a little old man. So a gentleman was taken to an ATM by his grandson. And then that's when he had the unfortunate circumstance of running into 23-year-old who robbed him and killed him right there at the ATM. A little old man. And this was, he withdrew. Okay, so here's the hurt piece about it. He withdrew $400. Bless you, P. He withdrew $400. You're going to risk an armed robbery charge? And not to mention, those ATMs have withdrawal limits anyway. So you're going to risk an armed robbery charge?
For $400? Yes, I am.
Why? Help me out, P. Because I can't, risk versus reward, I can't see it.
You can't see it, but there is no risk versus reward.
You killed a 69-year-old man, James Watson, and an ATM in front of his grandson. And this was 8 o'clock last Thursday on Germantown Avenue. Mm-hmm. Like, you're approaching it. Like, I need a better criminal. Can I get a better criminal around here, people?
You're not going to get a better criminal because most of the criminals are junkies. So $400, guess what?
Okay, to a junkie, yes.
I can rob somebody tomorrow and get the same thing. And the day after that, I can do this every day. A person that makes $400 a day.
Okay, but there was two of them.
A person that makes $400 a day, a fool.
And you know what? That's funny because we have a story later on the working about. I realized the working man is a sucker sometimes.
No, the working man is not a sucker. He's seen as one, but he
Right.
definitely ain't one. Because I would rather work as hard as I'm working now than to do anything that I did for the past 20 years.
I know that's right. There you go. So when Watson was shot, he was found in the vestibule that's pictured here by police who pronounced him dead. Medics pronounced him dead at 8:17
And his
last Thursday.
grandson was there.
His grandson was there.
His grandson is going to become Batman.
Yeah, right. How about that?
Whenever you do something in front of a grandson, they end up becoming the worst cop. They end up becoming just turning it.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, and I hope the young man that did it isn't black because I feel sorry. He is. I feel so sorry.
They got one guy. He's charged.
It was 2 guys?
It was 2. That's what I'm saying. 2 guys.
You got to split 2? Nah.
Right.
My uncle always said, man, no codees.
Okay.
Whatever you do on your own. If you can't do it on your own, don't do it.
They got both suspects. This report doesn't have his name, but I read an earlier report where they have his mugshot and whatnot. He's 23 years old. 23?
It's over for him.
Shit.
Life.
That's what I'm saying. 23, and you're risking an armed robbery charge on an old man who just happens to be crossing your path.
He doesn't have anything to live for. He doesn't have any hopes. He doesn't have any dreams. And when you don't have hopes and dreams, bro, you are hopeless. Literally. That's why we have to instill back in our kids, it's okay to dream, bro.
Yeah,
it's okay to dream.
You know what? I went to a poetry slam a few years. Well, actually, I saw these brothers, these 2 twins, on the on Deaf Poetry Slam. I don't know if you remember that a couple of years ago, but they did this poem, and it moved me too. Dreams are not legal in the ghetto.
They aren't.
Yeah. Wow. So, how about speaking of
you got a cop?
Speaking of craziness, so this happened a few days ago. Now, this happened 5 days. Well, the report came in 5 days ago. This is in St. Petersburg, Florida, right? And that is Florida State Trooper Tony Shuck. Tony with an I, obviously. And there was a runners event going on a drawbridge.
There was a what?
Like a running event. Can you believe that, right? So pedestrians were near a drawbridge, right? Traffic was stopped for the pedestrians and what have you, and the event, which is posted, right? That's when a 52-year-old woman came. She went around the obstructions and kept going. They radioed in. She was presenting a threat to all these people. There was about 1,000 people behind the state trooper. She would have mowed into at least 50 of these people. And that's when the state trooper Shuck here, used her patrol car to block the oncoming BMW. And here's a quick video of it. Go ahead, roll it, P.
Ain't no video of it. Oh, wow.
Now, that was the only one I could find so it's super small on the screen. If you could maybe full screen it.
Ooh. You could have cut that and made it bigger. I gotta show you how to do that.
Okay, I went because when I went through the editing, all I could see was how to shorten it on each side. I wasn't sure how to crop it and what have you.
Right, you gotta. Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, she said "Banzai!" and took on that car too. That was extremely brave. I was going to put her down for P's Weekly Hero, but I said P would have looked at her. You out of your mind?
Nah, I mean,
that's some
honorable mention.
All right, yeah, honorable mention. There you go. Because the BMW was moving fast, obviously, and slammed into her head on. This woman had no intention of stopping. Shuck and the other driver were both injured in the crash, but not seriously. Shuck, a 26-year veteran and mother of 2, reacted and with her instinct, she said, according to her. So, yeah, shout out to her there.
To protect and serve.
Yes. How about that? She is definitely an example of that, for sure.
She'll be retiring soon.
Right. I know, that's right.
I get these headaches.
My watch is ended.
I get these headaches, after I risk my life to save those people.
Oh, how about that, too?
Right.
Yeah.
She'll never let them live that down.
So there was, in our next story here, a defendant in a murder trial. She is named. So 3 suspects were charged with the murder of a New Jersey woman.
Wow.
Her body was found stuffed in the trunk of her car. And Stephanie DeJesus was her name. She was found in her 2016 Lincoln on February 25th in Patterson. So initially her injuries appeared to be a gunshot wound. However, following an autopsy, the examiner determined that the cause of death was blunt force trauma. And so 3 people, Justin Fisher, 29-year-old, Allie Gibson, 51-year-old, who is Fisher's father. That's him to the far right picture. Yeah, right. His father. And Joel Martucci, a 24-year-old, all of Tattawa, New Jersey, have been arrested and charged with first-degree murder. And so what they're saying, investigators are saying that on the evening of February 23rd, they believe DeJesus was killed. She drove her car to Tattawa, less than 3 miles of her house, and she was seen at a pharmacy, then at a home. And that's where Martucci lived with Fisher and her fiance, according to the affidavit. The two were moving out. Martucci told investigators. Martucci also told investigators that when she pulled up, she saw Fisher and Gibson, her fiance and his father, carrying a large box to the trunk of the victim's car. And she did not see DeJesus's body. And then Martucci was arrested on February 28th. And then Fisher and Gibson, surrendered without incident to the Passaic County Sheriff. So they're looking at all 3 defendants are being held in county jail. And according to records, they have a scheduled hearing next Friday. Can you imagine? Would you pop? All right, let's say heat of the moment, crime of passion, etc. Who knows? Or, you already got a fiance, maybe that's your side piece and she turns out pregnant. Or, she stopped at a pharmacy, so maybe
there's
it's a
no
drug
way
deal
they find the body.
Huh? Right.
There's no way they find the body. And there's no way they find the car. Everything is gone. Like, they got lazy. You feel me?
Right.
Like, I was watching Harriet Tubman yesterday, and when she walked up to the brother, when she made it to Philly, he said, pick your head up and walk like you're supposed to be here.
Okay.
Ain't nobody gonna bother you. See, no one knows you're doing anything until you're caught. So you have to continue to live like you're not doing anything.
Right, show them that there's nothing to watch.
There's nothing to watch. You feel me? Like,
see.
if you get to looking all crazy, so first of all, we cutting this body up.
You can't be carrying a large trunk.
No, we ain't carrying no large
to a trunk.
You feel me?
That's gonna just look suspicious.
We cutting the legs off, we cutting the arms off, we cutting the head off, the torso can go in this bag.
Just like sectioning the chicken.
Right. We're going to let's go to Home
Depot.
Get these big ass trash bags, double line these joints, you feel me? Wrap the whole body up. You feel me? And we out of here. You feel me? Now that we're gone and we're away, we can go somewhere, have a bonfire or some shit like that, and set this motherfucker on fire. You'll never find the body, bro. Literally.
Oh my!
I know that's how far my dad would have taken it. You feel me? If it was
there you
me.
go. Well, that's the thing too, because there have been people who authorities believe like they have everything on this person, but the only thing what they're missing is
the body.
The body, and therefore we got
body.
motive. We got motive, but
he would do it.
And we got a possible weapon, but we don't have a body.
We don't have a body.
To tie it all together.
Yeah, man. Clean all that shit up. Make sure the house is clean before you dip off. You feel me? Then come back after you get rid of it and clean everything again.
How to commit murder, right?
All the clothes that you wore go in this trash bag. That shit get burned. You feel me? We got all new clothes. You feel me? Let's go.
Oh.
I mean, and where were we? She left. I don't know where she went.
Right. Now, with regards to video evidence.
What video?
So now in our next story, there's some video evidence of.
It's always video evidence.
Yes. Like you can't go, especially after September 11th. Like, cameras were becoming everywhere, but especially with people having a camera. Everybody's got a camcorder on them nowadays. It doesn't go big on your shoulder. It fits in your pocket nowadays. But now police have to deal with body cameras. And so our next story has former Wahoo Chief of Police Bruce Farrell. And problem with former Chief Farrell is he abruptly resigned in this past November.
Oh.
Why did he abruptly resign, you might say?
Said some old trifling ass shit.
Oh, you would think so. But actually, it's even better, P. Former chief got spotted on camera, well, on his body cam, he was having sex. And we've done this story before where a trooper had his radio recording him, but this actually his body camera was on. He was in the cheeks, and it showed him. And see, here's the thing too. You can't even. I mean, like, I'm sure a lot of.
On today's episode of Cops on Porn.
Yeah.
You like this?
Right. Well, that's the thing too. Well, now the authorities are looking into.
Where's my donut?
I know what you're asking yourself, and the answer is yes. I have a nickname for my penis. It's called the Octagon, but I also nicknamed my testes. My left one is James Westfall, and my right one is Dr. Kenneth Noisewater. You ladies play your cards right, you just might get to meet the whole gang.
Well, that's the thing, though. He showed up for a domestic call at where this recording was done.
Right.
They're not sure if this was, one of those situations where, how prone to do, oh, look at that. Is that drugs I see? Well, we can work this out right here, or you can go see the judge.
Just get on your knees.
Right. And I mean, looking at him, I mean, no, with all due respect.
I mean, there's someone for everyone.
Right. And there's a lot of pornos that start off this way.
Yeah.
Where,
there's someone for
here to help,
everyone.
Man. Protect and serve,
Listen, I'm gonna go ahead and go somewhere else. I'll be back a little bit later on tonight when I'm off duty. See, that's first and foremost.
See, yeah, and then, he was on duty.
Motherfuckers don't know how to do shit when you get off duty.
Right.
Now it's just you pleasing the booty.
Right.
But
now,
no, you want to do the booty on duty and then lose your job. So now you're not on duty anymore. You're constantly off duty. And it was all for some booty.
Oh, my goodness.
Man. But he recorded it. You got the video?
No, I did look. I did look. I'm sorry, Pete. I'm sorry to disappoint you because I wanted to see it myself. We're going to file a Freedom of Information request.
Right, absolutely. Absolutely. We are a news station. He paid top dollar, LOL. Yes, he did. He got fired. Right. He had to go. It's just sad.
Oh, well.
I want all the police officers to understand one thing. You cannot do things regular people do when you're on duty.
Right.
You're
held to a higher standard.
You are held to a higher standard. And even though you feel as though you're not, and even though the jury might let you off on some shit because you're held to a higher standard.
Okay.
Please relax, calm down, and get the booty when you're off duty.
Oh.
That's from Uncle P. Shit.
Well, we got it in our next story, actually. There was a police officer in Cherokee County, South Carolina. Her name is Charlena Marie Camden Hamrick, 31-year-old, and she was arrested Wednesday on charges of spiking a drug test. She spiked a drug test for a firefighter that she knows so that he could pass the drug test. That she put a substitution. Now, actually, spiking could also be putting a substitution into the drug test, like a fake somebody else's urine. They consider that spiking too, so that qualifies them.
Oh yeah.
I didn't realize. I thought it was just tampering at that point, not spiking. So I guess a Whizzinator is considered spiking. Not to mention too much damn work carrying that thing. In July of 2019, Hamrick unlawfully assisted a former Gaffney Fire Department firefighter in defeating a drug test. Hamrick provided the Gaffney FD firefighter with substitute urine to defeat the test. The warrant says the plot and Hamrick's role to provide the substitute urine were documented in Facebook messages that were obtained through a search warrant, according to arrest reports. The request for SLED investigation was made by Cherokee County Sheriff, and Hamrick was booked into Cherokee County Detention Center, and she will be prosecuted. So there's that. Doesn't say what kind of charges she's looking at, though.
No, they just put her in there for a couple of days.
Right. I would think, right, that must have been, I got my boo. I got you, boo.
I got you, boo.
No, but you should have been looking at him and saying, listen.
It's a major thin ice situation we got.
You know, listen, you need to go and hit the daycare, put that urine up by your armpit or something.
Put it
I
in
don't
your
know.
nuts.
Right, there you go. Or put it a little deeper if you're comfortable with that kind of thing. Like, I don't know. That's how you're sure to maintain the temperature.
No.
Oh.
Your nuts to do it. Literally. You gotta put your hand down there. It's warm down there. Even when it's cold outside.
Right. Actually, we're going to stick with officer misconduct for a hot second. And we got an officer who illegally confiscated some marijuana. This was...
Fucking cops.
Oh, right. So
illegally confiscated marijuana.
This actually... what shit? I mean, shoot. This actually, oh shoot, I lost it now. Hold on. This is saying October. I lost my story. According to the report I saw, which was listed in my favorited stories, and that's where we're going to search for it at, cmpradio.net. It's the station.
You lost your story?
Yeah, but I can find it again.
Next story.
All right, next. Oh shoot! And then I changed the page from my rundown. So what's the picture you got next, P?
White lady with blonde hair.
Oh man, listen, Mesa County, Colorado. That's a Mesa County clerk.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what she's accused of? Vote tampering. And she actually
with a vagina.
Ooh, P. No, she's indicted for election tampering and misconduct. And her name is what she did was she told election reporters excuse me. She's also a what do they call those now? The election conspiracy theorist, right? Oh. So she came to work for the election, and a lot of election workers were facing death threats. Meanwhile, Tina Peters, who's pictured here, and her deputy on a laundry list are indicted on a laundry list of charges that relate to election security breach in her office last summer. And it was influenced by former President Trump's false claims that the Joe Biden's win was set up by these election fraud conspiracy theories. So Peters, according as of this last report, she still is the county clerk and recorder in Mesa County, Western Colorado. She's facing 10 counts, 7 felonies, and 3 misdemeanors. Her deputy, Belinda Kinsley, has been indicted on 6 counts, including attempt to influence a public servant, conspiracy to commit criminal impersonation, violation of duty, and failure to comply. The pair is accused of helping an unauthorized person make copies of sensitive voting machine hard drives and intend an annual software update. So basically, they were preparing to manipulate the machines. And that's what I don't understand about most of these voting machines. A lot of them have code on them, like code that can be, once code's on there, it can be adjusted. Why are these machines not just a regular old ballot box? I mean, it seems like they're set up to be manipulated. But she said something didn't seem right in our county from years ago, the 2020 election, and people wanted answers. We'll find it. And I've made my pledge to citizens of Mesa County and all over Colorado, said Peters at a 2021 event. And that's what kills me about the Republican Party. Like, oh, there's a lot of vote fraud going on. And we should know because we're the ones doing this. Because most of the stories that I've read about, or the few stories that you do read about voter fraud, I'd say it's 3-1 in favor of Republicans cheating.
I mean, no one else feels as though they need to do any fraud.
Right. Like I can present my case to the voters and let
them make their decision.
Let the free market decide, as the Republicans like to say.
Been ruling a country in certain areas for years. Let's just look at Delaware County. It was ran since the Civil War by the Republicans.
Okay, I can believe it. Yeah.
And so to never lose power means that you are doing something illegal.
Nefarious, yes.
You feel me? Like to never have anyone be able to challenge you means that you're doing something illegal.
Okay, yeah.
So now let's come out with the these voter laws and pass this, and people can't stand in line. You can't give nobody nothing to drink, and you can't help them. Like, it's just petty stuff. And this is what happens when you begin to fall apart, when the way you do business no longer is accepted in America. I know they didn't think it would last forever. There's no way they could have thought that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, the way technology advances, if you're not speaking for the people and moving for the people, you're going to lose.
And you have a more informed, with this daggone internet now, you got a more informed.
Yeah.
Not all the electorate are watching TikTok cat videos.
Right.
Some of them are actually out there learning something. So they're more informed.
Absolutely.
And man, sorry, P. That reminds me, P. Oh, you know what? Speaking of outrageous stuff that's going on, did you hear about this poor assistant principal? An assistant principal
that bit the kid?
No, not. That's our last. Funny you mention that. That's our last story.
That's a pickle.
Too.
You got pickles up here.
Oh, the pickles. That's it. Oh yeah. The kid that bit the kid. I mean, excuse me.
The teacher.
Teacher that bit the kid.
Yeah, we talked about that on Friday.
What in the world, man?
Hey, she said she licked him. I didn't really bite him. I licked him.
Either way.
I told him to put that jar of pickles down, so I licked it. I was like, what the fuck? Like, why are you using your mouth?
Thank you. Why is your mouth anywhere near the kid?
Pause. Like, why are you using your mouth on the upward parts of their? If you want them to put the pickles down, use your mouth on the lower part. Be a real teacher. Teach them about sexual experiences.
Wow. Otherwise, how would he learn to do it responsibly? You know?
Oh my God. Here, take
the pickles. You got it. Right. You got to use.
I'm not telling anybody.
She used the carrot instead of the stick.
What?
I mean, the stick instead of the carrot. So yeah. So she doesn't need to be teaching anymore. We've covered many a story about teachers losing it. But actually, the funny thing is, P, when I first went to Google this story, because I heard the headline and I was like, all right, when I stop driving, I'm gonna look it up. But then I Googled teacher bites student. It's a little more often than we like to think. I mean, come on, I get it. Kids can take it there sometimes, but biting?
I would have smacked the teacher with the jar of pickles.
Remember that episode, that scene in Ace Ventura? I did not realize that the Wachowskis were biters. I did not realize that my teachers were biters. Oh my goodness.
Sad.
Oh, so assistant. No, he's a superintendent, assistant superintendent. He got fired recently over a children's book.
Ooh, what was wrong with the children's book?
I can't think of. Only thing I can think of is the title of the book, and the title of the book is "I Need a New Butt."
I need a new butt.
I need a new butt. And so this took place in Mississippi.
No.
And it's a kid's book.
It can't be a kid's book.
But I understand, because everybody has a butt. So what's the big deal? So in the book, the kid is not happy with his butt. And it's actually kind of funny as you read along. And then I text my boss. He said he texted his boss. She said, well, go ahead and read it. He said he wasn't planning on reading, but I went ahead and grabbed one of my books that I have, and it's one of my favorites. I read it. I need a new butt. I'm sure that was a winner with the students, though. As soon as he came in, we're going to start off, kids. The title of our book is "I Need a New Butt." You got my attention, book. Go on.
I got a new butt. That thing crazy. She be letting me touch it and stuff.
She let some transgender dude shoot her up with something, and next thing you know, it looks like she's got
like she's swollen.
Right.
I said, Auntie, is your butt cheeks pregnant?
Remember that little mini riot that I mentioned at Onyx? There was this one dancer that night, and I was like, oh my God, she's disfigured, because it looked like her butt looked like two large cans under panties. Like it's just like
can?
cans. Like sir, it literally looked like cans. Like I was like, oh good. I'll give her a 5 to go away, please.
I would give her 5 to touch it.
Let me just
disfigure people like that shit sexy.
I'll rub your nub, girl.
Right.
Come here. Let me see that nub.
Right. You never had sex with a woman with no legs?
Not yet.
Yeah. He said not yet. Now he's thinking about
I'll
it.
get a recommendation.
Recommendation.
So I'm sure he's going to be taking on some legal action, though. There's got to be something. Because, I mean, if you're a principal, you're not in the union. I'm sure there's a principal's union, per se, right? There'd have to be. I don't think.
There's a teacher's union.
There's a teacher, right.
Area,
but
so
like,
that covers the principal as well.
Right, okay.
Right.
All right,
He's a teacher. He was reading a book.
Well, better that he. I mean, it's not like he used my unpublished kids book. I Need a New Stink Box. If he'd have went with that book, then I could see why he'd be in trouble. But instead, he went with I Need a New Butt. That just goes to show how we're funny on human anatomy, though, and our perceptions. Sometimes that what's that Puritan?
He's white. He's in Mississippi, and that's a black book.
Right.
And it says I need a new butt.
And Mississippi, that's one of those places that's not
as
close to puritanical society as we are in America.
We're not allowing this type of language in our schools for our children to hear and to dissect. Just keep on teaching them that the South won the war.
Right.
And that these are the rules and the laws that made for a perfect land, a perfect union.
And meanwhile, poor assistant principal reads a book to us.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, it really got out of hand fast.
Say disappointment is the gap between expectation and reality.
How about that?
Yeah. So they were disappointed in him, but his reality was I was just reading a book.
Right. And it's a kid's book. You know, yeah. I don't know. Again, but look, check on you can't find Darren DeVoe's kid's book, I Need a New Stink Box, on Amazon, but you can find it, self-publishing it. No, I'm just kidding. I
need a new stink box.
Oh, in our we're coming up on our next block. We're going to talk about a zero-proof bar. Yes, a zero-proof bar, as well as P's Weekly Hero, that and a little bit more. And Darren's, one of P's Weekly Heroes is going to be a suggestion for Darren's Weekly Dumbass. You're on the D Train with Darren DeVoue on cmpradio.net.
We are not going to intentionally destroy one of our own trains, not when we can still stop it.
We are not ramping down. We're just getting started. Nothing stops this train. Nothing.
Freight train in Pennsylvania.
He doesn't have expert opinion. He's an expert at giving his opinion.
Bel Air, you seen that, Pete?
Yeah, I've been watching that.
Okay. I find it funny. Well, and again, I've often P's gotten on me for comparing something like a reboot or rethinking.
It's a drama.
Right? Oh, yeah, it's definitely a rethinking. Holy smokes, it's not a laugh to be had.
There are some.
The laughs are in the.
I find Carlton hilarious.
The laughs are in the room. Right? The laughs are in the room with the people that you're watching it with. They aren't created by the actual show that you're watching. I'm laughing when I look at Jeffrey. Jeffrey cracks me up, though.
Oh, Jeffrey is Jamaican.
Brother act like he got a machete in each sock right now. Yo, Jeffrey looks serious.
Jeffrey ain't for the shit. It's a drama. It's not a comedy.
For sure.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I think Carlton is the funniest character ever.
That's your funny. Well, of all, like, on the previous incarnation, or are you talking about this
watching that Carlton and then watching this one is a drastic change.
Oh yeah.
Sir, we're not just talking about a train here. We're talking about a missile the size of the Chrysler Building.
It's the D Train with Darren DeVoue.
It's your train. I'm just the guy driving it.
Welcome back aboard the D Train with Darren DeVoue. Oh, sugar, honey, iced tea on CMPRadio.net, the voice of Chester.
Yes.
No free advertising. On our last block, we're going to do P's Weekly Hero. And I got some good ones for you, P. We went over the limit a little bit with 4. And actually, I might be striking one. I actually struck one from, because, no, we can do better than that. Also, now, P, we're going to start off the third block with, did you hear about what happened to my man? The Black Panther director, Black Panther director, Ryan Coogler? I was wrongly targeted. No, well, I can't hear you, P.
He got treated right. Right? He had a mask on. He handed the teller a note.
Okay.
Telling her to count the money. He handed her a note telling her to count the money discreetly, hand him his money discreetly. What was she supposed to think? He has a mask on.
Okay.
Right?
But he had a withdrawal slip, right?
Just because you have a withdrawal slip don't mean you're not playing.
With an account number, right?
It doesn't matter.
Once you get a note, no, that's enough.
Because I'm going to hand you a withdrawal slip to make it look like I'm making a withdrawal.
But actually, wasn't she going legitimately?
Just allow her to give you your money, bro, and take your money and stop trying to make it seem like you're not doing whatever it is that you're doing. Because
the more
you're not doing anything,
like you were saying, the more you try and act like I'm not nothing to see here, folks. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here.
Yeah. You know how many times I've walked out of the bank with some money in my pocket,
right,
not worried about it because I know I'm not robbing the bank.
Okay.
You're leaving a bank, bro. Like this is police in the bank. It's a security guard in the bank. There's nobody in the bank that's gonna rob you, brother.
Okay. But well, actually though,
$12,000.
But actually, right, and but that's the thing too, though. I could kind of understand because there have been times where I won, like, say on that rare occasion where I walked out of a casino with $300 in my pocket.
Why are you scared?
I'm nervous because just even that little cheer might have attracted the attention of, hey, let me follow that guy.
That's why you don't cheer.
Yeah, don't say anything. Don't even go to the cashier's booth.
That's why
just
you
leave,
don't be excited.
come back the next day and cash.
Right, leave with the tokens and everything. Right, come back in the morning, early in the morning. Leave with everything. You feel me?
Right.
Don't.
So like P said, bank staff thought that Coogler mistakenly thought that Coogler was trying to rob the place.
They mistakenly, they knew he was.
And it was at a Bank of America outside Atlanta. You know, can you imagine, though, the cops rolling up to arrest him? Stop, I'm the director of Black Panther. Yeah, and I played in The Godfather. Get in the car, like, yeah.
It didn't go any further than right there in the bank.
Okay.
Right? I mean, I think it was on him, right, to sit there and say who he is, what he was doing. What am I doing in the situation?
Okay.
I'm making a withdrawal.
Because
I'm not robbing it. But you got a mask on.
But now, and there are situations where I come into a business and then I see somebody working here and I pull my mask down real quick, look around, like I've exposed my face. Leave me. I'm ready for identity. Leave me alone now. No.
Okay. First of all, that was his fault. He should have went to a customer service rep. You don't go to a teller.
Yeah, he should have not for a teller
like
for that. Yeah, that size.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where he fucked up.
Right.
So he's a motherfucker that has money and don't know what to do with.
Newly rich syndrome.
Newly rich. You feel me? Like there's no reason for you to go to a teller to make a withdrawal for $12,000.
Right.
Right. Call up to the bank and say, listen, I'm in the area. I'm Ryan Coogler. You feel me? Like, I want some spritz water and 2 bagels cut horizontally. You feel me? Like, you feel me? Like, this is what I want. I'll be there in a couple minutes. I have a lot of money in your bank. You feel me? Automatically, they know he's coming in to make a withdrawal. If you don't give him the service that he wants, he can take all of his money out of your bank. You know what I mean? So, that's how rich people behave. And he wasn't behaving as a rich person. He was behaving like he was still in the hood, going up to the teller, thinking he gonna make it. I'm Ryan Coogler. When you look at the money in my account, you gonna give me all of it, but give me 12. You feel me? Do it real like cautious. Put it in a bag or something like that.
Look around as you're counting it. No. As P said, you got to walk in and announce that.
I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
You know what I mean? You got to put your chest out. Say it with your chest, little fella. Oh, my goodness. So, yeah, but that all got resolved. At least didn't work out badly for him, like a lot of interactions.
Look at Leslie. Leslie says some of the customer service reps can't process a currency transaction report Only big business banks can do that with a customer service rep. So he was banking at Bank of America.
And
I don't know too many bigger banks than Bank of America.
Right, and that's what I was saying too. I was like, when I first heard it, I was like, that serves you right for banking with Bank of America anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're fee charging ass.
Yeah,
Did you just sneeze in one of our branches? Fee. You know what I mean? They hit you anytime.
How dare you?
All the time.
But that's when we have money, we think we can do what people without money do.
Okay.
And you can't.
Okay,
because,
right.
You know, like you should be a little snotty. You should be a little arrogant, right? You should walk with that professional glow.
That's beneath me.
Yeah, I'm not going to a teller. Customer service, please.
Right.
Where's my water?
I'm not standing in line for a teller like some plebeian.
No, what is wrong with you?
The commoners?
I'm not doing that. Right, and then you don't have to worry about that.
Right. Okay.
Literally, they know who you are. They know you snotty. They know you arrogant. They know you did Black Panther.
Right.
What else have you done? I'm writing Black Panther 2.
Right. How about that?
And the actor has died, and I don't want him to die. I don't want his character to kill his character off.
Write him off. It happens all the time.
Or give me a new person, bro. Like, what the hell? Like,
yeah, I'm curious as to how that's going to
I want to know. And if they fuck it up, bro, I'm going to be so pissed.
Because the first one was, I'm all marveled out. But
nah, the first one was a movie about a superhero.
Okay.
Right? That's it. I didn't like the fact
I didn't take it as a cultural.
No,
Yes.
I didn't like the fact that everybody was wearing what is there, dashikis and Wakanda forever. This is an imaginary country that some white guy made up. And here you are touting African kente cloth and walking around like you proud to be from an imaginary company.
Okay, so thank you, Leslie. Leslie's saying that they're going to make the sister the hero.
I wanted to see him marry Storm. I wanted to see Storm.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, it's a whole story behind the Black Panther, bro.
Okay.
And honestly, he should have told somebody he was sick, so they could have been prepared for that.
Oh yeah, how about that?
How you not gonna tell nobody you got cancer and you might be getting ready to die? Ain't no fucking Wakanda forever. Pick a country.
You ain't forever, man.
Pick a country in Africa, a real country, and be that country forever. I don't even know where the fuck we from.
Right. How about that?
Because quick, that shit pissed me off, bro. I was so upset.
Okay.
So upset.
You know what it always comes down to, though?
What?
Always the dollars. Always the fucking dollars.
Always the fucking dollars, man. People walking around, you taking pictures. I'm looking at the movie. I'm like, y'all in full kente cloth. Like, y'all don't even get dressed up like this for coming to America.
Right.
Like, this is a white company. This is Disney. This is Disney making millions of dollars.
Oh my goodness.
Off of us.
How about that?
Y'all don't even get dressed up like this for Medea. Wakanda forever. Like, what? This is the first black superhero.
Oh,
no, it's not.
No, it's Black Lightning, wasn't it?
You got Spawn.
Spawn was the first one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you got fucking
the movie. As far as movies go, yeah.
Fucking Blade.
Oh yeah. Blade was before Spawn too. Yeah,
come on.
I was there for opening day on Blade.
Quick,
opening day, open show.
Oh man, I'm supporting this. Why? Because it's backed by them.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. PRP.
Yeah, I'm okay. It pisses me off.
I get it, man.
Fucking kente cloth ass wearing motherfuckers.
So you must have been really pissed when there was a skit on not that Johnny Cochran and the defense team for OJ did it, but there was a skit in Saturday Night Live where, because OJ became real black after he was facing them charges, and they did a skit where the defense counsel comes into the court. They're wearing like full kente cloths and whatnot because they did play up the black angle for the jury.
Yeah, man.
Oh, we go to convenience stores all the time. Now, when you're walking out of the convenience store, you got your head on the swivel? You
always. My head is always on the swivel.
My head is on the swivel for people. What is your head on the swivel for?
Crazy people.
Okay, so my man, this guy in our next story, he's got to keep his head on the swivel.
Look like it's a woman.
Oh, a woman. Should be a video?
No, ain't no videos.
A woman? Okay, so, There is a woman, yes. Slovakian woman in Philadelphia area, right, P?
I guess. Don't say.
No, that would be the vodka bottle. I don't know where we just went. My bad, people.
Yeah, you always messing up.
Damn.
It's the end of the show. Don't pay no attention.
Oh,
she
man.
look a little drunk. Got blue.
Oh, yeah. Well, I got it right. Okay, it is right. This is the offender in our next story. And my man that's coming out of a store needed to keep his eyes out for her. The problem really was that she was in a car. And we have a video to go along with it. Go ahead and roll this video real quick, Pete.
There's no video.
There's no video after her?
Is it a store inside of the store?
Yeah. That's it. That's him exiting the store and...
Oh, shit. Damn.
He is in Florida. He had just purchased his beer, and now he was really going... And then, so he got hit.
Can you that again?
Yes, go ahead. Because the first time I saw it, I said, that was my same reaction as you. Yes.
Damn.
And so they, of course, came on the scene and tended to him, EMTs. And his first question was, is my beer okay?
Literally.
Because I need it now. After she just moved me down.
Literally. But honestly, he's about to get paid.
Oh, yeah. And
you get to sue the store and the person driving the car.
Because they probably going to need to put poles up now, right there. And
they should be poles in every. It's like
for the front, yeah.
It's like every Wawa that you go past, they got them poles in the front.
Yes.
Everybody like, why these poles here? To stop
people
these
like
idiots
this woman
from pulling into the damn store.
According to her, she said she mistook the accelerator for the brake. I'm like, you don't have that down yet?
She was drunk.
And that's what they investigated her for, being under the influence, as you might imagine.
Probably Percocet.
Oh yeah, look at her. And meanwhile, though, like you said, Pete, like you said, my man, this is pretty much an example of what my man's gonna be saying to, as P alluded to, the convenience store and her insurance company, if she has it.
This guy wants to tell me we're living in a community. Don't make me laugh. I'm living in America, and in America, you're on your own. America's not a country. It's just a business. Now fucking pay me.
You know what I mean? So
yeah,
come up out them dollars.
I'll be waiting for something like that to happen to me. Motherfucker said, yo, you are crazy. Like, you used to run out in front of cars coming down the one-way street.
Acting like you made a rubber.
Oh, no. I would run out in front of them and really let them hit me, bro.
Oh, my goodness. You were that. What? There was an old black and white movie where a crew, that was one of their angles. Like, if they needed money, they looked at the one member, and then he was like, all right. And then he walks out in the street and gets hit by a car.
Gets hit by a car, bro. Like, come on, man. We got to get this money. Like, literally, that's my money.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, man. P. Well, speaking of drinks and alcohol, P. You heard about this? A new bar is opening up in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
It's called the Volstead, which I thought was clever because the Volstead Act, which was prohibition. So it's named after that. Why is it named after the Volstead Act, P? There's no alcohol actually served there.
What?
This is blasphemy. This is madness.
Like, no alcohol. They call it mocktails. Yes. And it's a vegan bar, pretty much.
Oh, shit. I need to go there.
You want to check that out? Man,
Absolutely.
Please, get out of my face. You ain't got no alcohol in here. No.
You get drunk before you go. Now you're in there and you don't have to worry about getting drunk up. You can fuck around and find a pretty lady in that drink.
Okay.
You feel me? Or a dude, whatever you into. I mean, like,
well, oh no, man.
I hate going to a bar and drinking too many Long Island iced teas.
Yeah, because I don't like to, because then once you're outside and you're getting there,
everything becomes, damn, I done had too many. And you never know how many is too many.
Right,
until it hits you and said, fuck, that was 5 too many.
Oh,
You feel me?
Right.
So, you know, I'm good that they have a bar that's not really a bar. That's more like a kid's hangout. They got arcade games in there.
Or it's for people that are on the wagon. A whole bunch of old dudes in there. You can go ahead and belly up like you used to.
No old dudes. You
No?
feel me? Nah. That should make you fat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't check on that.
Yeah.
Okay. That explains why. There was a dude I used to work with. He got on the wagon and Cook started to blow up. I just attributed it to he was just eating healthier and whatnot because, you know, when a person's a really deep alcoholic, they look like wasted away. But, okay. I didn't realize it was the old duels.
Yeah, it's the old duels.
We need some old Michelob Ultra old duels.
He just needs to stop drinking.
Okay. Get rid of it, period.
Right.
Just quit. Okay.
Do some exercise. Do some exercises. But yeah, where is that?
It's in Center City, Philadelphia.
Yeah.
It's gonna be located. Oh, son of a! Hold on, Pete. Stay with me. It's gonna be located at. It's gonna be in. Now they have a bar in Austin. They have a bar in Austin, but now it's in Philadelphia, and it's gonna be in Manayunk. There we go. So, and that's the thing too. The Manayunk area, like. You're certainly going for a niche market right in there, because if there's anything I've noticed about Manayunk lately, it's trying to be the Bourbon Street of Philadelphia.
Yeah, why wouldn't it?
Oh, my goodness. What do we got next? Let's see. Oh, we talked about, speaking of alcohol, let's go to somebody who's actually got some alcohol. There's a Slovakian woman lives outside of Philadelphia, P. Because we talked about how this Russian thing is affecting the supply chain, what have you, and it was already affected by the COVID pandemic. Not this, P, just the bottles.
Just the bottles.
Yeah. See, so the COVID has affected, supply chain and whatnot. But like this war with the gas, that pisses me off that the gas prices. Putin invaded Ukraine, prices immediately shoot up. I'm like, wait a second. That gas hasn't been shipped yet. The gas that's right there at the station, which you just made the price jump, it's already in the ground at the station. You don't have to ship it anymore. Why am I paying a higher price on that gas that's right there waiting for me? Not to mention these billion-dollar profits that he's coming. But anyway, so the Slovakian woman, P, she's affected. The Slovakian woman lives outside of Philly. She's affected because she now has 30,000 bottles of Russian vodka sitting on her hands right now that she can't move because distributors, most stores aren't selling it because in order to show how much they stand with the Ukraine. Anyway, 30,000. Well, listen, all that vodka, I'm saying, lady, all you need, if I may offer her a little bit of advice, just go to, what you do is you get on Roosevelt Boulevard North, right? You aim for Cotman Avenue. Now, once you hit Cotman Avenue, drive about 5 more minutes, then stop, and then set up your stand there. Those Russians are thick up there in the Northeast. You ain't going to have that product on your hand more than a day. That's what I remember from waiting tables up there. Them Russians, I used to wait tables at the Bennigan's on the Boulevard, and those Russians would come in. They ain't no joke, P. They'd be sitting there. They'd have a glass. Have a cigarette in their mouth, a rib bone in one hand, and they drinking the other one. I'm like, yo, okay.
Give me water. Fucking asshole.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, man. They're real. I respect their gangster in that respect. They real when it comes to their drink. But man, our next story, we talked before, P, about the recipient of the pig heart.
The what?
There was a gentleman, we touched on it briefly about 2 months ago. We touched on it briefly. A gentleman had a gene-edited pig heart used for his heart transplant because they used him for this experimental procedure because
he had a pig face.
He wasn't. Damn.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He was ineligible for the procedure because they figured that he's not going to last long anyway. So he was ineligible for a heart transplant. So he decided to go with this experimental procedure. And so what they did was they gene edited the heart so that because most people that they've tried, there was 1 or 2 people that they tried this procedure on previously, and their bodies quickly rejected the pig heart. So they tried it with a gene-edited heart. And, I mean, as far as experiments go, it was kind of encouraging. I mean, he made it more He made it longer. He made it longer than a week, which is what they thought. And he made it like 2 months, almost 2 months. His son, who's pictured there with him, was grateful for that extra time that he had with his father.
So his regular heart wouldn't have got him to live those
2 more
2
months? No, they didn't think so. They thought he was like literally 1 foot in the grave. Like, yeah, but so that's progress.
Yeah, I guess. Just let me go.
Okay, take it. Yeah, P. You always say that.
Let me go.
Come on,
bro.
Biggie.
Why?
You're so ready to die.
No, not literally. Like, what else? What else are you born for?
Oh my goodness!
But to die. And if
Okay.
you didn't do what you were supposed to do, you'll die a whole lot sooner.
All right, right. Okay. Anything that lives dies.
Right.
It's the key to make use of that time while you're here, right?
Yeah, you get to come back. Trust me.
Okay.
I've been back 4 times. I ain't joking.
Oh, and
I was Joan of Arc in my former life.
I should have moved his picture up, P. But do you see a young man who was
Singing for American Idol?
Yes, indeed. There you
Yes, I
go.
do.
Here's a Delco native. I was going to put him in for P's Weekly Hero, but you're right. So he wound up not making the cut.
Yeah, he wouldn't have made it.
So that's in Thornton, Pennsylvania native, Luke Taylor, and he will be going to Hollywood. He got which is the deeper portion of the tournament, so to speak. He's made it to. What do they call it? Do they call it the Sweet 16 of American Idol?
I don't fucking know what they call it. I stopped watching American Idol after the first season.
There you go, right? Pretty much.
It done changed networks and all types.
Right, been there, done that.
ABC. It's like, oh man, this shit's
Oh,
corny.
really? It's on ABC now.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
wow.
not on Fox anymore.
Oh, I did. It shows you
I
how much I
always
know.
thought it was Fox.
Yeah.
Then Fox was like, we don't want to do this anymore.
Disney said, hand me that action.
We just want to have people singing with masks on.
Right. What is that? Is some serious brain candy right there.
It's like, yeah, that's
It sucks you in for a hot second.
This is
there.
what we have.
Right.
This is all we have. And we can't talk about anything else. Millions of dollars.
Right.
put on this
Billions. Shit. Damn
shit.
near.
Fuck.
Oh man. So it's that time, people. It's that time. It is that time. I thought it was. Once a week, there's an example, a beacon that shines for us all. And P selects that beacon, that example, that hero in this week's episode of P's Weekly Hero. Huh?
Toot toot.
Oh, goodness. So let's run the thing. All right, P. So hold on 1 second. I'll turn her down. I thought it was turned down, but okay. There we go. All right, P. I got a few sugar honey iced tea. I have a few nominees for your consideration.
Okay.
P.
All right.
Now, our first nominee is an unlikely one, and it's a squirrel.
A squirrel.
A squirrel, yes, sir.
Okay. What the fuck did the squirrel do?
All right, this squirrel this is in Parrish County, Louisiana.
He got one arm.
One arm, the squirrel?
Yeah.
He does? In the
That's what it
picture?
look like. You don't see what I see?
He's a pet squirrel. Yeah, I thought that. I thought it blended in,
Huh? Blended in where?
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I don't know. What happened was his owner got pulled over in a traffic stop.
Oh.
And so the pet
attacked
squirrel got out of the cage and attacked the officer.
Yes.
We actually have a quick video. Go ahead and roll the video, Pete. Take a look at. You can take a look at this here.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh yes.
So as soon as I saw that, I was like, I was like, no, that is definitely a submission for Peace Weekly Hero.
Yes, the squirrel wins. The squirrel wins. Fuck all the other stories. Nah.
Then next up, now P, you are, from what I could tell, you're a romantic. You
Right.
are a romantic.
Absolutely.
All right, so me, I could definitely be accused of being not very romantic. I like to think I'm considerate, but not romantic.
Okay.
So, but this guy here, P, so I submitted him because he has just married. Now, in this picture, can you tell who the bride is?
All three of them.
All three of them. They're sisters. And he married all 3 of them on the same day.
That's in Africa.
So, there you go, simultaneously. Love Actually, it's in the Congo. And
That's Africa.
There we go. To
what did
be
I
more
tell you?
specific.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you?
Oh, so he married 3 sisters in Kalehe in South Kivu in the eastern part of the Democratic Republic of the Congo. And so this gentleman, this polygamist here, he felt obliged to marry all 3 because, oh yeah, one more thing, they're triplets. So
Oh shit, they gonna have a rack of kids.
he gonna flood the streets. Man, it's a good thing that's not happening here in the States because I see a whole bunch of EBT coverage on this.
What the hell?
Sorry. There's no way you're gonna be able to feed all those heads that you're about to make, dude.
Listen, God said, go forth and multiply, and I will provide your needs and your wants.
All right, God. Can you start providing right now?
You don't
before
have
I go
any
out
kids.
there, man?
You don't have any kids.
That's what I'm saying. Listen, Lord, I need insurance first. I need to be provided for. Then I'll go ahead.
No, you still wouldn't make any
No, I don't
kids.
like the conditions of this. I go make the kids, then you'll provide. No,
Absolutely.
no.
Absolutely.
We need to renegotiate.
You don't believe in God, then you don't have any faith.
No.
I need it first. What the hell's wrong with you?
Oh, I need to renegotiate at least.
No, there's no renegotiation. Keep making children.
Oh my goodness. So yeah. They as for the sisters, one of them said that all 3 are used to sharing everything since childhood. So why not a man? I guess. So there you go, Pete. There's number 1 number 2, for Pete's Weekly Hero. And then number 3 is a group submission. So these are we talked before about Howard University. What I did not know, P, is that each year, Howard University, upwards of 400 Howard University students sacrifice their spring break and they go and do volunteer work. So now this particular picture that we have, these are kids that are in St. Martin. So I'm like, part of me is like, no, you're volunteering in St. Martin. Are you really giving up your spring break? I think don't get me wrong, I think you're being productive by mixing the two, but I don't know. But anyway, Tuesday. So there was one of them. They also volunteer at local schools and programs at local schools like Samuel L. Gompers in Winfield section of my native West Philly. So yeah, there we go. 27 students were sent to Gompers and Bartram, and they volunteered there. They talked about trade and vocation with the students.
That's awesome.
So yeah, there's your submission. So that's our 3rd submission. And what we have here, P, is next up, we have a 10-year-old Delaware County native. He is actually going to be on Broadway.
Okay.
He's going to be in the production of The Lion King. He's from Upper Chichester.
Okay.
And he is Donovan Bazemore, 10-year-old. And young Donovan will be playing Simba.
That's nice.
And yeah, he's been working toward this goal for the past 2 years. Okay. So there you go. This is one young man who made his dream in the ghetto legal. And so there we go. That's your next submission, P. And finally, we have an unlikely. You know what? For me, this was a big nominee because in New York City, that wallet, I couldn't get a good picture of the owner of the wallet's face. That wallet has $4,000 in it.
Yes.
That wallet was lost by its owner in New York City. That wallet found its way back to the owner with $4,000 still sitting in it. And that reminded me because the one day, I think this is a little personal because one day I'm actually on my way to a job interview, right? I'm in Center City. I must have been walking around 13th and Locust or something like that. There's a mailman walking. I see something drop from his pocket. And me, raised by that daggone Mildred, I walk up. I see it's a fat knot. Now, mind you, I'm on my way to a job interview, so I'm definitely getting the yellow notices already, right? I pick it up. It's a fat knot. It's got to be at least 500 in this. I take a deep breath, and I call out to the mailman, "Excuse me, what? You drop this, hand him back that fat knot. He looked at me. His face could have hit the floor. He was just like, thank you. And in my head, I was like, that has to guarantee that I'm getting this job. Of course, I went in, and by the time did the interview, and by the time I got home, I'd already gotten the rejection letter. So I'm like, damn it, I should have kept that money. So hopefully the same thing didn't happen. Hopefully the person that turned this wallet in, who was our last submission for Peace Weekly Hero, hopefully that person received better blessings than I did the time that I picked up money off the street.
$4,000 is the best blessing you're ever going to receive. You found it on the street. Like, listen, I've lost money.
Right.
Right. I've lost thousands of dollars. Right. So when I find thousands of dollars, I keep it.
There you go.
You feel me? It's no, you lost it. Right. Finders keepers, losers weepers.
Okay.
That's how it goes. So at no point would I ever say that. Your mom said, "See, I raised you right." Right. No, right. She raised you right from what she saw.
Okay.
You're living your life to the best of your abilities. You feel me?
Right.
And it's very hard and very very non-spoken that when you find something, fucking keep it there.
Black folks call that a blessing.
A blessing. You feel me? We talk about finding $1 million, finding a briefcase full of millions of dollars. Why would you turn that in? They lost it.
And you know what? That's the thing. And you ever see No Country for Old Men?
No.
No. Oh my goodness, you have to. That is an hour and a half of greatness. That's one of my favorite books, and it was very, very true to the novel. The movie is.
Right.
So yeah. But in that movie, my man walks up on a drug deal gone wrong,
right,
and his body's all over the place, and he sees $1 million just sitting there.
Right.
And I think to myself, I'm like, yo, somebody, like, for me, I'm like, all right, if I'd have found that money that that postman dropped, okay.
Right.
All right, I could pocket that. I'm not going to get tracked down. $1 million sitting there, sooner or later, somebody's going to come looking for this $1 million. And that's the premise of the movie. If you get a chance, Pete, it might be on HBO still. Yeah, definitely.
Why you move away?
Right. That's right. Okay.
You move away.
There you go.
You rent a car. You tell them you're taking it far. You'll return it to another place, and you stay there.
Right.
You get an apartment. You feel me? You deck the apartment out. You feel me? You go get a job, and you keep that money in a safe under
the floor.
You don't go crazy. There's no reason to go crazy, right? But you can get a little bullshit ass job now and not really be worried about too much.
Hide in plain sight.
Yeah, blend in. You have $1 million.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Funny how he works. He's a cashier at Rite Aid, but he's always buying rounds of drinks at the bar.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh man, so that's what I got for you, P. We got the polygamist in the Congo. We got the squirrel who stood by its owner and stuck it to the man. We got the Howard University students, violence sacrificing their spring break, and then 10-year-old Delco native who's going to be on Broadway and finally, well, we might as well scratch this idiot that returned $4,000. He can't. He pulled his hamstring in the contest, so we had to pull him from the contest.
As a person, right? Because you got to think about the other person. So at the end of the day, returning that was something that that is commendable.
Okay.
Right. I wouldn't have done it.
Right.
But that's on the other side, right? The squirrel, I think, is number 2. But I'm gonna give the weekly hero to the young man that's gonna be playing Simba.
Nice.
In the Lion King, man. That's definitely, to have a dream at a young age.
Such a young age.
To have a dream as a teenager, to have a dream as an adolescent, to have a dream as an adult is something that we as a people widely, we don't see it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And for him to be following his dream, for him to be pushing,
and achieve it.
Right, and achieve it, right? Because literally, if you put enough energy behind your dream, you can achieve it. If you put enough energy behind this show becoming what you want it to be, it's going to get there, right? There's no reason why it wouldn't get there. But if you just put bullshit-ass energy out there and say, yeah, I'm just going to come and do this whenever the fuck I want to do it, then it's going to be exactly what you think it is, and exactly what it is right now, right? So, to have a dream is something that everyone should have. Everyone should have something greater than yourself that you're fighting for, right? Everyone should have something that wakes you up in the morning and says, I got to go do this. I got to get this done. I got to do this right. So, congratulations to him. What's his name again?
Donovan Bazemore.
Donovan Bazemore. Congratulations. I'm proud of you, bro. Like, literally, that's something major.
Right.
For him to be able to say, this is who I want to be. This is what I want to do. And this is me doing it.
Right.
And I hope he has other dreams, and I hope he continues to push, right? Because we allow things that don't make any sense to get in our way every day. And we will fall back and fall off of things that are right and things that should happen. So if you're out there and you have a dream and you want to be somebody and you want to, what's stopping you? You have to ask yourself, what's stopping me? And if you look around and you see that the people that are around you aren't in agreement with your dream, or people laugh at your dream, then just walk away from them. Right? Dip off from them and go live your dream, because it's out here. Hope, dreams, the future.
Peace proclamation.
Right.
Yes, sir. Thank
It's
you,
all
sir.
here.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. That brings us to the end of this week's run with the D Train with Darren DeVoue on cmpradio.net. Don't forget, if you miss any of cmpradio.net's content, go to the Facebook or YouTube page for the station, cmpradio.net, and you can check out its content, or check out P's content, the station's content there. Oh, I loved, like, one example, OG and Uncle P and OG in the morning, Friday, where P does his Friday shout out to Lori Lightfoot. Yeah, that is the girl. That's P's new crush.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, she got the biggest in Chicago. And ain't afraid to say it.
Oh, next week's run of the D Train, we're going to have, one of our stories has it so about some West Point cadets. It made it so that we're going to actually have a guest next week. So there's that. And with that said, have a peaceful, productive, and positive week, folks. And we will see you next week. Right? Yes. Thank you. Awesome. So we'll see you next week on the D Train with Darren DeVoue on cmpradio.net. Have a great week, folks.
We're talking about the heroic work of two men.
We're going after your train.
The train keeps me rolling all night long. The train keeps me rolling all night long. I'm a